Hey, this is Adam Post, creator of College of the Dead, the zombie apocalypse ongoing graphic novel series, and publisher of more than 1,000 comic books. And I've been around the block a few times. So this is an interesting exchange I saw on Twitter by one comic book creator to another comic book creator, and they both self-publish their own comics and sell them directly to consumers. And one is Mike S. Miller, another is Ethan Van Sciver. And so the conversation is about Mike speaking to a customer who bought his book, Mike's book, called Lone Star, and why he bought the book. And the customer is trying to explain to Mike that the reason he bought the Lone Star book was, sure, it looked like the art was good, and there's no question Mike is a great artist. He's a solid artist. I really like his work myself. Um, but the creator, the customer is trying to explain to the creator, Mike, that he bought it because the book was endorsed to him by someone who is a really trusted influencer in comic books. That's Ethan Van Sciver. And Mike is asking the customer, so you didn't buy my book because you saw a project that you were interested in, but because someone told you to buy it. Okay. Ethan Van Sciver jumped in and said, hey, I bought Marvel books, meaning Marvel Comics, of course, often because Stan Lee invited me to buy them. His enthusiasm was contagious, and I liked the other stuff he invited me to buy. Stan Lee, everyone in the world knows who Stan Lee is, the most popular, known, enthusiastic guy in comic books. He unfortunately passed away recently. And Mike Miller responds to Ethan, "You're no Stan Lee." I don't like denigrating people at all. I don't know why Mike feels like it's necessary to do that. Uh, a contrary opinion or trying to elucidate something, clear it up, does not necessarily mean that it's an attack. People are just stating an alternative point of view. So Mike says, "You're no Stan Lee." So I replied on this myself. And as I tried to explain to Mike, that there's nothing wrong with earning another professional's endorsement. So Ethan does endorse many comic book publishers, and Mike was one of the comic book publishers that Ethan endorsed. And as a result of Ethan's endorsement, Mike was able to sell a lot of copies of his comic book Lone Star, which is a good looking, attractive looking comic book. But having the endorsement of someone who you trust as an influencer, it's like a celebrity endorsement. And Ethan is a celebrity in this market. Other people are known very well as well, but not as much as Ethan Van Sciver is, particularly on Ethan Van Sciver's really successful YouTube platform. So, as I said, there's nothing wrong with earning another professional endorsement, but an endorsement reflects on both people, the person who's endorsed and the person who is giving the endorsement. That's why it matters how everyone treats each other's faiths and personal beliefs. Mike has been historic. Mike is a big promoter of his religious beliefs, and he brings them to as many conversations and interactions with people as possible. The problem is occasionally Mike has been judgmental of other people that had beliefs that conflicted with his, and those people were customers of comic books. So it created a conflict between Mike and Ethan. Why? Because Ethan has endorsed Mike, and Ethan has tried to say to Mike, please, you can have your views, but don't be so aggressive with them because it reflects on Ethan as well as everyone else that Ethan endorses. I'm one of those people that was fortunate enough to also be endorsed by Ethan, and that's why College of the Dead actually exists. So thanks for that, Ethan. Um, as I explained in the rest of my tweet, it's about respect for maintaining professional relationships. See Chick-fil-A. And why am I referencing Chick-fil-A in here? Because everyone knows that it's a faith-based company, meaning that faith was a big part of the founder of Chick-fil-A, which is still privately owned. So much so that Chick-fil-A remains closed on Sundays. Yet it's because you're not supposed to work on Sunday in the religion from the founder of Chick-fil-A. So they hold to it, but you don't go into Chick-fil-A and you're not essentially assaulted with the heavy promotion of their beliefs and their religion. They may not agree with how I live my life. They may not agree with how everyone lives their life. But if you want to go in and buy chicken, you're allowed to go in and buy chicken. You're not told that what you believe in is a sin. They don't engage with you that way. Their business is to sell you chicken. But it doesn't mean that they're Wendy's either. People know that they're closed on Sundays, and they know why they're closed on Sundays for the most part at Chick-fil-A. But the observation of their religious views as a company-wide at Chick-fil-A, and it's no small company. It's like the third largest fast food chain, and they're number one in chicken. I'm not a chicken expert. I like chicken, but I'm not a chicken expert. But in any case, all Ethan is saying is, look, for the good of business and respect of other people, and to not even have a debate about what religion's right, what religion's wrong, that's not what we're doing here when we're making comic books. We're making comic books, we're endorsing other creators and trying to endorse as many worthwhile creators as possible. Worthwhile with respect to, do they deliver what they promise? Is their work good? That's what Ethan's trying to do. And I believe I get what he's trying to do. I believe there's a disconnect with this gentleman, Mike, where Mike feels like, look, I'm allowed to say and do whatever I want, and he certainly is allowed to say. In this country, yes. In China, no. China is very restrictive of people's stating their personal views of religions. That's a whole other conversation. But yes, in this country, you can say and do what you want, but you also want to do it in such a way like Chick-fil-A does. You can be as faith-based as you want to be. It's just you just don't want to interfere with other people and what they might believe, and say that what they believe is not valid. So, speaking of what I believe in College of the Dead, and check it out. And don't forget, tell me your points of view on this. Tell me your points of view. I want you to check out College of the Dead, but I also really want you to tell me in the comments, do you agree with me? Do you not agree? Should we be able to do whatever we want with whoever the customers are we want without consideration for whoever else is associated with us and what other groups of people we're involved with? Should other people have to answer for us and be responsible for what our beliefs are, or should they all be independent? Should we act differently at work in professional environments when we're interacting with our customers as well as other people's customers than we're acting in our personal lives? Or should we always be on a mission to do whatever we want all the time? Or do we have a professional responsibility to be who we are, exclude ourselves from maybe even taking certain art assignments if they don't fit with what your belief is, or publishing certain kinds of comics if they don't fit with your beliefs is, just stay closed on Sundays like Chick-fil-A? Or does it really belong anywhere and everywhere? And now, College of the Dead. Hey, I'm Adam Post, creator of the College of the Dead graphic novel comic book series. Take a look at the printed prototype. This is what the book's going to look like. And we've got the 100-page ashcan book of College of the Dead. This shows how we made the book. It's got all the script and layouts. It's really, really educational, and it's really great behind-the-scenes stuff. And we have the art book, which is an 8.5 by 8.5 black and white book. It's all the art without any lettering. A really terrific book, too. The way you can get College of the Dead is to go to collegeofthedead.com. It'll bring you right to the Indiegogo page where you can buy the book. You can check it out. You can see the first 12 pages, sequential art. I think you're going to love the story. I know you're going to like the comic. You will love it. collegeofthedead.com.